Hi everyone, welcome back to our channel. In today's video, we have diving into an important topic: what qualifies as a personal injury case in New York. Whether you have been in an accident or you are simply curious, understanding what qualifies as a personal injury case can help you determine if you have a valid claim. By the end of this video, you will know the ins and outs of personal injury law in New York, and most importantly, if you should pursue legal action. Introduction to personal injury case. So, let's start with the basics. A personal injury case is when someone suffers harm physically, emotionally, or psychologically due to another person's negligence or wrongdoing. And here's the important thing: personal injury cases don't always have to be physically injured. They can also involve emotional distress, trauma, or even damage to property under certain circumstances. In New York, personal injury law is a part of tort law, which focus on civil wrongs. If you have been hurt or harmed due to someone else's action or negligence, you may have the right to seek compensation for your injuries. But not all incidents qualify as personal injury case. Let's break down some of the most common situations where personal injury claims arise. So now I will discuss on this topic in this video. Section 1: Common types of personal injury cases: car accident, slip and fall accident, medical malpractice, product liability, workplace injury, assault and battery, defamation and wrongful death. And Section 2: Qualifying factors for personal injury cases in New York: duty of care, breach of duty, and caution and damages. And Section 3: A special consideration for personal injury cases in New York. This is most important. And Section 4: Conclusion and summary. So let's start it. Section 1: Common types of personal injury cases. Alright, let's dive into some of the most common scenarios where a personal injury case might apply. These are cases that happen frequently in New York and could potentially lead to a claim. Let's take a look at some of the most common types of personal injury cases. First, car accidents. One of the most common personal injury cases in New York involves car accidents. New York has a no-fault insurance system, meaning that regardless of who's at fault, your own insurance will pay for your injuries up to a certain point. But if your injuries are serious, you can step outside the no-fault system and file a lawsuit against the at-fault driver. Examples of serious injuries could include broken bones, spinal cord injuries, or brain injuries. Second, slip and fall accidents. Another common type of personal injury case is slip and fall accidents. These happen when someone slips, trips, or falls due to dangerous condition on someone else's property. Whether it's a wet floor in a store, uneven pavement on a sidewalk, or poor lighting in a parking garage, property owners have a responsibility to keep their spaces safe. If you slip in and fall because they fell to that, you may have a personal injury case. Third, medical malpractice. Medical malpractice happens when a healthcare provider's negligence causes harm to a patient. This could include things like surgical error, misdiagnosis, medication errors, or failure to warn a patient about a potential risk. Medical malpractice cases are often very complicated, and you need expert testimony to prove that the doctors or hospital was at fault. Fourth, product liability. Product liability cases happen when a defective product causes harm. If a product you purchased is faulty or dangerous and cause injury, you may have grounds for a personal injury claim. This could include things like faulty electronics, dangerous toys, or even food products that are contaminated. And the 5, workplace injuries. In New York, workers are protected by state workers' compensation laws. But if your injury at work is caused by someone else's negligence, you could have a personal injury case. For example, if you work in construction and a contractor's negligence causes a scaffolding to fall on you, you could file a personal injury claim. These cases often happen alongside workers' compensation claims. 6. Assault and battery. In some cases, physical harm caused by another person, whether intentional or unintentional, can lead to a personal injury claim. Assault and battery cases are typically criminal in nature, but the victim can also file a civil lawsuit. 6. Assault and battery. In some cases, physical harm caused by another person, whether intentional or unintentional, can lead to a personal injury claim. Assault and battery cases are typically criminal in nature, but the victim can also file a civil lawsuit seeking damages for any injuries suffered during the assault. 7. Defamation. Defamation refers to when someone makes false statements about you that damage your reputation. This can be either slander, spoken, or libel written. If someone falsely accuses you of something causing harm to your career or personal life, you might have grounds for a personal injury claim. And 8. Wrongful death. Finally, wrongful death claims arise when someone dies due to the negligence or wrongdoing of another party. For example, if a loved one dies in a car accident caused by a drunk driver or due to medical malpractice, the surviving family members can file a wrongful death claim to seek justice and compensation for their loss. Section 2. Qualifying factors for personal injury cases in New York. Now that we have covered some common personal injury cases, let's talk about what makes a case eligible for a personal injury claim in New York. There are 3 key factors that must be present for a case to qualify as a personal injury case. First, duty of care. The first factor is the duty of care. This means that the defendant, the person or entity you are suing, must have had a legal obligation to act in a way that wouldn't cause harm to you. For example, a driver has a duty to drive safely and follow traffic law. A property owner has a duty to keep their premises safe for visitors. And second, breach of duty. Next, there must be a breach of that duty. In other words, the defendant failed to live up to their duty of care if the driver was speeding or distracted, or the property owner didn't fix a dangerous condition. That's a breach of duty. And third, caution and damages. Finally, you must prove that the breach of duty caused you harm. You need to show that the defendant's action directly lead to your injury or damages. If you slipped on a wet floor and broke your leg, you can argue that the property owner's negligence caused your injury. Without this caution, you won't have a valid personal injury case. And Section 3, a special consideration for personal injury case in New York. In addition to the basic qualification for a personal injury case, there are some special considerations in New York that you need to be aware of. First, a structure of limitations. In New York, there's a time limit for filing a personal injury case known as the statute of limitations. Typically, you have 3 years from the date of the accident or injury to file a lawsuit. If you wait too long, you could lose your right to seek compensation. Second, comparative negligence. New York follows a rule called comparative negligence, which means if you were partially at fault for the accident, your compensation may be reduced. For example, if you were in a car accident and the court finds that you were 20% at fault, your settlement could be reduced by 20%. But as long as you are not more than 50% at the fault, you can still recover damages. Now, conclusion and summary. So, to wrap it up, personal injury cases in New York can involve a wide range of incidents, from car accidents and slip and falls to medical malpractice and wrongful death. To qualify as a personal injury case, you need to prove that the defendant had a duty of care, breached the duty, and caused your harm as a result. Remember, each case is unique, and if you think you might have a personal injury case, it's always a good idea to consult with an experienced lawyer to discuss your options. They will help guide you through the process and ensure you get the compensation you deserve. If you found this video helpful, give it a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe for more legal tips and guides. If you have any questions, feel free to drop them in the comments below and I'll be happy to help. Thanks for watching and I'll see you in the next video.